everyone. Welcome to another session of our geometry lesson. And this session, I am going to help you with geometric proofs. And I know that you are struggling and this lesson is making you crazy. So let's work through three different examples to help you strategize and understand the geometric proofs. Now let's proceed to the proof number 1, the triangle congruence side angle side postulate. So as with any proof, we always have a diagram, some given info and something we need to prove. So we can prove things by applying what we already know about geometry to the given info and the diagram as we construct a logical argument using the statement and reason table. So in this example, we want to prove that the triangle GFK is congruent to the triangle HFJ. So in other words, we need to show that the purple triangle is the same size as the pink triangle. So we have here our diagram, the GFK and the HFJ. So we will start with a given. Have here our given, the line GJ and line HK bisect each other at point F, cutting each other into two equal halves. From this, we can conclude that segment GF is congruent to JF. Segment KF is congruent to HF. And the reason, that's the definition of bisect. So we have here, yes, the definition of bisect. Next, notice we have a pair of the vertical angle, the angle GFK and the angle HFJ. We can say that they are congruent because all vertical angles are congruent. So at this point, we should check if we have enough information to prove that triangle GFK is congruent to triangle HFJ. So the answer is yes. We have two congruent sides and one congruent angle between them, so we can use the side angle SAS or side angle side postulate to prove the congruence. Now, that's the first proof. Now let's proceed to another proof. Now let's move to more challenging one, the proof 2, triangle congruence or the side-side postulate. So in this proof, we have a diagram, two pieces of given information, and we need to prove that two triangles are congruent. So let's identify these triangles. We want to prove that the triangle RSV is congruent to triangle RUV. Notice that these two triangles combine to form a larger triangle. So using the same strategy as before, let's start with the given. So our first given is R is the midpoint of segment SU. So visualizing segment SU, point R as midpoint, we know that the midpoint cuts the segment in half. So SR and UR are congruent. So the reason, it's definition of a midpoint. So our second given says that the segment SU is congruent to segment UV. So they have the same length. So notice that both triangles side VR, since VR is part of both triangles, it has to be congruent to itself. The reason, it's reflexive property. So yeah, it's the reflexive property. So both the triangle shows side VR. Since VR is part of both triangle, it has to be congruent to itself. Then the reason of it is the reflexive property. Now we have enough information to prove that the triangle RSV is congruent to the triangle RUV by using the side, 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 or the SSS postulate, as each triangle has the pair of the corresponding congruent side. So that is the proof number 2. Yes, and that is the side, side, side postulate. That's all for our video this session, and may it be that you have get something out from this lesson. Have a great day, everyone.